Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions. We're back. I'm Shane.
Zach.
We're back here with Cowboy Bebop, episode 2. So, recap, last one.
Yeah. We had, they lifted from a few episodes. They lifted from the very first episode of the anime. They lifted from the movie a little bit. They force-fed us Faye pretty early on.
Yeah, she doesn't come into a little bit later, right?
No, she doesn't. And I like the way she came into the story. Saw someone's comment that, like, sexualization at the time. At the time. But if you watch fucking anime, buddy, it's still going to this day. It's going strong.
Well, it's still going, and, like... And I would say that I do think it's important to her character, because she uses that in a man's world. You know what I'm saying? To get ahead and stuff like that.
Well, it's a Western. Once Upon a Time in the West. Have you ever seen that?
Uh-uh.
It's a Sergio Leone film.
Okay.
And the woman, the lead in that, is a strong woman character, but she's also a former whore, and her fucking breasts are like hanging out in that movie. And
who's going to complain about that?
Fucking people that look at it and feel like they're just sexualizing women. It's like, well, you know what? It's entertainment, and I don't want them always to be sexualized, and they're not always sexualized. And my favorite females in some film are not the sexualized kind.
Yeah.
But this character was developed in a certain way that she uses that, but at the same time, she's got very tomboyish tendencies.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the way they're portraying her here, I'm not really caring for it. It's like I said, it's force-fed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to kick a dead horse. I mean, I'm hoping for more from Jet because I like his casting.
Yeah.
For better or worse. There's some details there I didn't need, but
yeah,
I'd like to just see where they go. I guess they kind of brought the bar so low for me with the first episode that it's like, well, I can just sit back and enjoy it and not anticipate anything good.
And not try to think like how it lives up to the anime.
Yeah, I don't have to now.
It won't.
Yeah, so now it's just like, all right, I can relax.
One thing I'll add is I really loved in this version the adaptation of the Red Eye couple. Like, I was really feeling something for them. Like, when I was editing that motherfucker, I was just like...
What's there for the woman, Katarina in this?
Yeah, I think I was feeling the way Jet felt about her. You know,
well, it's
not Jet, I'm sorry, Spike.
Well, that was kind of like how it was in the anime, though.
I do remember that.
They did get that right, but they made Asimov too sympathetic. He was kind of a douche to begin with in the anime.
I think
they should have left him a douche because he didn't need to be romanticized in any way. He's supposed to be the shitty guy that the beautiful girl gets with or is trying to stay with just to get her ass out of a bad place.
Okay.
And they made it like romanticized, which I like the.
I feel like the human stories, for me, it felt pretty good. I don't remember him.
It's okay.
Being a shitty couple.
I liked her enough.
Yeah.
I didn't really like his
her
character. Yeah, she's a very, very beautiful woman.
Yeah. Let's start.
This is in the anime.
I remember this, except she was like half naked. Wasn't she?
She is pretty much the same way. Like, she has nothing on under the jacket.
Okay.
I don't remember the scarf though. They probably thought the scarf without the scarf was too much because her breasts were like. That jacket could have opened a little more. The breasts.
Yeah, those would be flying out without the scarf. They get laid off or whatever.
3/4 of the way, towards the end, it's kind of mirroring how the show's ending. The show's getting canceled.
This is a juicy steak, Cowboys.
That's why it's great to have him in the movie.
2 million, Potch. That's one of our biggest bounties in a long time.
Yes, indeed, Judy.
I like how cheesy they are. This might be my favorite part of this show so far.
Sorry.
I hate that in a fucking church. Walking in front of people in the fucking pews. So you couldn't, with all this space, make it just a little bit more so people could get in here?
Yeah.
You just squeeze in as many people as you could?
What's he hearing?
I'm flowing as fast as I can.
Well, make it flow faster. More guests are arriving, and I
need you looking out for anyone suspicious.
I hate to break it to you, Jet, but you're the most suspicious-looking guy here.
Please. I did a year undercover with I.O. bootleggers.
Trying to figure out which one this guy's gonna blow up next is like trying to find a needle in a haystack of needles. And here we are.
I'm happy to stake it out alone and the all-you-can-eat noodle bar afterwards.
Noodle bar? Well, you should never ignore a hunch.
I always think these things are unsanitary.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking the same fucking thing when I saw him using it. Like, it's like taking a shit and then flushing the toilet and taking a shower afterwards, like George Costanza.
I'll tell you what. Mission Impossible Not Fallout, the most recent one.
Yeah.
That had the greatest fight scene in the bathroom I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, with Henry Cavill and him.
He really did that kick.
What are you taking a dump now? We ain't got all day.
Is he a groomsman? No,
I don't know, but
not,
he just... Everyone else is wearing white at the wedding.
that's so weird. Jesus.
Can't cover that up with a comb, everybody.
I got something.
Well, the bag should be dead giveaway. Chubbs! Is that a sig?
That was...
Who sent you? Syndicate?
Fuck you. That's who.
Still holding the hand. Oh, fuck. Tank.
I think it's time we blow this thing. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, it's jam.
I haven't died yet. And lucky for you, I got this.
Oh, I could use an extra hand.
Evidence, wise ass. The bomber had to handle the explosives, right? Spike! Are you even with me?
Yeah. You know, explosives, and then we gotta find that supplier, right? I'm gonna go get some noodles.
The hell you are. We've got to dissect this.
This being?
The bomber's manifesto.
Oh.
If we're gonna find this guy, we gotta figure out what kind of crazy asshole he is.
It's a good shot.
That is. They're still in New Tijuana?
I wouldn't imagine. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It's kind of nice.
Now, you'll be thrilled to know that I personally reserved table 8 for you tonight.
Sorry, dude, you ain't got the hit to pull off the dress.
He doesn't know, you know?
You know?
You forget where you are? What's the first commandment of Anna's?
Differences die at the door.
Now imagine me telling Santiago you were spinning up some bullshit in my place. Get him out of here.
Let's go.
And good night to you too, detective.
But he's...
Fine.
We need to pop him in there.
From Constantine?
Yeah. It made me think of that, I don't know why.
I can see
Neutral bar?
Yeah, I can see it. It's like Switzerland.
Yeah, I love
I think
that.
we need to open a bar and call it Switzerland.
We should.
Hey, I'm okay.
Slap.
Ow.
3 years. 3 years. You let me believe you were dead.
They tried to kill me, Anna.
Of course they did. No one leaves the Syndicate. Not even you.
Oh, we'll see the angel's halo.
This isn't the show. He's like, oh, I'm butchering it.
Yeah.
A week ago, I did a job. I got mixed up in some Syndicate shit.
What kind of job?
A bounty. Don't.
You're a cowboy?
What else would you have me do?
Something that won't get you killed.
Okay. It wouldn't be the first time an old bounty came after me, but today was different. The guy was Syndicate trained. What they sent to take care of a problem.
Let's pretend I can find it in my dark heart to forgive you.
What are?
Why come to me?
You can listen.
Was it the Pink Panthers on?
No.
And all will see the angel's halo.
I was looking, I had a halo. I was looking at that. Made me think of the Death Star.
I gotta go.
Hot date?
My partner, believe it or not.
He know what you used to be. Dying didn't teach you that lying is no way to be.
You don't know him. He wouldn't understand.
And you ain't gonna give him a chance.
Guy's an ex-cop. He despises the Syndicate.
Julia's picture.
Is she happy?
She's married now. To Vicious. Been a few years. And yeah. She's happy.
Not a flattering picture.
I have to go.
It's like when someone shines a flashlight right here.
I know.
So does it transport you or just your conscious?
Images.
Your images, yeah. Okay.
You've betrayed us, Vicious. You've been dealing red-eye behind our backs.
I was merely attempting to expand our business. Our profits. Your profits, I thought.
You thought. You're not here to think. You're here to do as you're told.
It won't happen again. Forgive me.
Loyalty must be proven.
Take from us.
We take from you.
Your wife.
That's a terrible deal.
Please. Please. Take the finger. Take my whole hand.
Syndicate above all else.
I'm trying to snap a little fucking trance.
He'll probably kill the other people.
Yeah.
They're making his turn a little more sympathetic than the show, the original show. Unless he kills her.
That would be a fucking crazy turn. He's gonna do it.
Don't make us question your loyalty again, boy.
Did he sound like Velveteen?
He did.
Boy.
Boy.
That was a cool scene. I did not think that was gonna go down that
way.
Yeah, I get crabby when I'm hungry.
I hear you.
Excuse me. Mind telling me what you're doing on my job site?
Jesus, this guy's hardcore, isn't he?
You think the explosives came from
How many
us?
foremans you know like that?
He's using vacuum nitrate to target buildings made
Hey, fucking liquor in his coffee.
Hey, hey, what the hell? I've seen the good cop, bad cop routine, but never the dick cop, asshole cop. We're not cops. Then what are you? Just assholes?
Oh, what we are is not above cutting you in on the payout. If you help us.
I'd love to make.
Are you telling us your bomb guy's name is Teddy? Could it really be
This is from the anime too.
I don't know.
To
It's never this easy.
extent.
What do you want to do? Whatever's up your ass, you just gotta tell me. It's probably nothing I haven't heard before. This is what partners do. They air this shit out.
Look, I'm tired. I'm tired and I'm hungry. That's all, really. So, let's get this guy and get out of here. All right?
All right.
How do you go back home after that conversation?
Yeah, I know.
Look, baby, I know.
I knew the gun wasn't loaded.
That's a fucking douche.
Make sure the gun is loaded next time.
Julia.
No. No, you promised to keep me safe. From the elders, especially from him. You will never be man enough to stand up for yourself.
Don't you ever tell me I'm not man.
Hey, where are you going?
He's probably in the cockpit.
It's too obvious. Follow me.
Yeah, but the cockpit. But he's probably in the cockpit.
Oh, Jesus.
Right in the middle of the fucking floor. Like a bouncing Betty.
Step on that. You were in your asshole for an ascot.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. What?
I'm sorry, I can't understand a word you're saying with the mask on, pal.
Oh, no! I got it. He's gonna blow us sky high if we don't catch the Ichabod. Yeah. We get it. You're gonna blow us sky high. Right. I understand. You were a bad man.
It might not have.
Might not have.
Oh. Not Ichabod. Escape pod.
I thought he was saying Ichabod to screw with him.
You take the escape pod. I can handle the weight.
Probably get distracted. Stop for noodles or at a bar or take a massive dump. We're all three, so.
I'll be back.
Jet.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could do that, you could just put something on it, right?
There is something I gotta tell you. I'm starving. Would you mind bringing me those noodles?
In the anime, he accepts it. You know?
Accepts what?
You got it, partner.
He's the only one he tells about the Syndicate, right?
No, he doesn't know until, like, ever.
I thought he tells him.
No! Maybe at the very fucking end.
Well, I remember he does, and it was one of the things that I remember watching going, okay, they're like an old bickering couple.
It's not for the very beginning, I can tell you that.
David Wayne was, he eats it. She's like a watchtower, kind of.
Yeah, I guess so.
See you, Space Cowboy. Guys, that was our reaction. This is our discussion. Episode 2. I got my thoughts, but let's hear yours first, because you're the dude here.
That was better than the first one.
Okay, yeah.
And I think they should have opened with this one. But, you know, in all reality, I still don't... It doesn't hold a candle to the show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like lightning in the bottle, I guess, with the show.
Okay.
The original anime. They kind of made Vicious pretty sympathetic in this. I know the Teddy Bomber is lifted from the show. I can't remember what point of the show. I think it's like 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, I remember that. It was later on.
Yeah. So, and the choking and threatening and the physical abuse shit, like between him and Julia, which reminds me of the shitty people out there that are still childish and still think that they need to throw their weight around. In the home to dominate.
Yeah.
You know, fuck them.
So we did bathroom fight in the beginning. Bebop never showed me the greatest fights ever, so I'd expect this to show me the greatest fights ever. Because that bathroom fight belongs to Mission Impossible Fallout. But that was a pretty good... I like how they shoot it where you can intentionally see the moves. Sometimes you see choreography, and especially when it's done real fast, you think you're doing it fast, and therefore you think it's better. But then so instead of taking a wide, you take the shortest path. So you're trying to be faster, and it just looks not good.
Well, it's like in the first episode when he's hitting that guy.
Yeah.
And he just kept punching him straight, and it just didn't look good.
That particular thing I didn't love, but most of the fighting in the first episode, and this fight in the bathroom, I like quite a bit. And he was fighting a Syndicate guy who was better as well.
Well, the fight in the bathroom was better than probably any of the fights I saw in the first one.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not taking this show as seriously anymore.
Yeah.
So I was able to enjoy it a little more.
Yeah.
Like when they said the escape pod instead of Ichabod.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of, it was funny. You could tell they were laughing. It was kind of
No, that was funny. And especially they have some tension in the relationship right now.
It was kind of corny, but it's like, it was funny. Funny enough.
No, yeah.
Especially if you're just watching this just to enjoy it and you're not going to take anything seriously at all. Yeah, this was a more enjoyable episode than the last one. By far.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. When he said that, I thought he was trying to piss off the guy with the teddy bear.
Yeah, so did I.
But no, he actually thought he said that. So that's kind of funny.
He couldn't understand anything he was saying.
And just like in anime, he comes through. Even though on the surface he might seem kind of careless, he comes through and he stepped on the not the grenade, but whatever that thing is.
Reminds me of Bouncing Betty. There's an old movie with Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay.
A 90s movie, I think, called Blown Away.
Yeah.
And a signature bomb that Tommy Lee Jones makes in that film is called a Bouncing Betty. Like, you step on it, and then when you step off of it, it releases and it shoots up in the air, and then it blows up. Oh. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but that's what it reminded me of. Like, once you stepped on it, he's pretty much fucked.
I feel like it had more of a chance if it did that.
If
it went up in the air and then blew up.
Well, the idea in the movie was that it was kind of, this guy was so good at creating explosives.
Yeah.
Like, it would blow up and there'd be shrapnel everywhere and shit.
Okay.
And, like, you wouldn't really... you get hit with something.
That bomb is more deadly in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if it's even a real thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, who goes through the trouble of, like, putting springs on explosives and, like, making them pop out of the floor? I don't know.
Yeah. The Syndicate stuff, I like that scene quite a bit, actually. I didn't expect Vicious... I didn't expect him to be put in that position. I didn't expect him to...
Well, they made him seem a lot weaker and sympathetic in this than the anime. In the anime, he just... One of the first times you see him is when he takes over the Syndicate.
Yeah.
He just kills his old boss, and the old boss is like, if Spike were here, you wouldn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
So none of this fearless shit. He goes by his name.
Yeah.
It's still his name.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really care for all that. I get what they're trying to do. Like the dichotomy between
he's leaving
vicious
yeah.
and fearless.
Yeah.
They each have a certain name that applies to who they are and what they do and how they are. Spike's kind of the careless, free-spirited type.
Yeah, I remember he didn't care about getting power in the Syndicate later on, right? Like early on, he didn't really care about...
They didn't talk about that at all.
Why did I remember that for some reason?
Well, he just...
Or maybe
probably got there by his skill.
It might have been explained to me that way at one point.
Probably, but in the show, to me, it's just... He probably got to this point in the Syndicate by his skill. He was taken in by the Syndicate's leader.
Yeah.
The guy that was leading at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was brought up kind of in a family environment. But it was more familial.
Yeah. Like a mob.
Yeah. And so he had a role next to the lead guy, the head man, that he was kind of like a son to him.
Okay.
And he left or whatever because Vicious had tried to have him killed because of the whole thing of Julia and the love triangle there. And
Julie ends up choosing Spike, right?
Well,
but she doesn't meet him because Vicious finds out.
It's something along those lines. Like those two fall for each other, but Vicious likes Julia too. They're kind of delving into that a little more than I really need them to here. I mean, you have enough tidbits in the show, the original show, to kind of say, well, you kind of get what's going on. It's not all just laid out for you like most television is for you these days for people. Like one thing I don't like about modern television and modern entertainment is that they feel like now they're just going to squeeze that whole fucking lemon until it is like just, what do you call it? What are those logs that are...
Lincolns?
No, you fuck. The logs that are... it's like in Beavis and Butthead Do America. They have a museum of them.
I don't know.
They're like fossilized logs. They're just squeezing it until there's absolutely nothing left. Not even in the rind. And that's what people want out of entertainment these days. They want all the fucking answers and all the fucking details and all the fucking information. They want everything. They want it all fucking just streamed into them. And like they want to suck it up like a fucking vampire sucking all the blood out of a fucking human being and leaving them pale and fucking...
I just remember before I watched the movie, like I looked up all the stuff in the relationship, that stuff that's in the show, that if you have all the details, you can piece it together like a very clear...
I guess, but I watched the show, and I didn't need all those details. So to me, it's like, why the fuck do you people need them?
I wanted more, I wanted more from this story.
But why? It doesn't matter. You get the story that you get, and you don't throw a fit.
Because I felt, because I don't know. I just wanted more. I feel like I would have been drawn.
Problem with modern entertainment, I feel
like I would have been.
There's no illusion. There's no magic to it anymore. It's just like an encyclopedia. It's like a walking encyclopedia performed by actors. So if you want to pick up an encyclopedia and look up something, now it's all performed for you instead of you just reading the information. And the idea is that it's all there. You put it in there, and I get a creator wanting to say, well, this is this and this is that. It's like J.K. Rowling now. She came out and had to add all this shit to her story afterwards. And I get that there are fans and people that are these, like I said, the problem with entertainment now is they feel, I don't know, they want to just draw it all out like a goddamn greedy mosquito.
Well, the one detail you talk about, I think I know it is, we talked about before. I think it's pretty clear in the books about Dumbledore.
Yeah, okay. But I don't mean that's one that stood out to me after the fact.
Yeah.
So I never read the books, so I can't really judge, I guess.
Yeah.
But it just reminds me of the idea that, and that's how entertainment's progressed, and I realized that looking at generations like my dad's generation versus our generation.
Just like the mythologies of old and the mythologies now, like, I feel like now mythologies are more developed.
Yeah, back then they didn't have anything to do for entertainment.
Well, yeah, but now it's...
Like, it made sense that this guy had to keep coming up with shit to tell people. So he's like, well, I gotta add something to the story, so he keeps adding to it. It's like, well, why don't you come up with something new?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what it is. Like, what I was talking about was stuff that was absolutely in the show. And it wasn't like you read between the lines. It wasn't like, well, the creator said this. It was like, it was something that was in the show.
Look, the point was they made an attempt on his life because of his relationship with Julia.
Yeah.
And Vicious has a relationship with Julia.
Yeah.
What else do you need to know?
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see that scene.
I don't.
Why? You don't need to.
I know I don't need to.
Why does it matter then?
That's my point. That's why.
No, why does it matter if
Why does it matter that it's here? It's getting fed to us here. If it didn't matter, it shouldn't be here.
I'm saying it doesn't matter.
It shouldn't exist.
I'm saying it doesn't matter if you did and I do. Like, I want to see...
Except I'm the one who has to put up with all the other shit because you guys are winning. You guys are getting all the shit that you want, and it's ruining my entertainment.
Believe me, people were more. People were siding with you more on this.
I saw! And it's good. But it's like...
You rather don't read the comments, read spoilers.
There weren't any spoilers in what I read so far. I don't have good enough internet service to keep up with them.
Yeah.
So, unless I'm at work, and then I don't have time. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not to keep, Well,
what I'm saying is I would have, for me, like, I really like Cowboy Bebop. And I definitely understand why people think this is a gateway anime. You know why? It's because it's at least like any anime I've ever seen.
Yeah, I know, because most of it's...
It feels like they were trying to make this space western and with like an American feel, and it felt like they completely succeeded.
They did.
For me, like, Spike, I liked all the characters. Jed had my favorite backstory episode. Maybe not backstory, but best episode, in my opinion. But Spike was my favorite character, and I wanted more from that. But I understand also it had an untraditional story structure, and it was an untraditional story, and that's why people loved it. It was, every episode was kind of standalone, and then it ends.
One thing I love about that show,
Yeah.
the original anime, is that it was unique.
Yeah.
It's a unique story. It doesn't give you a beginning and end, so to speak, in terms of traditional storytelling.
Yeah.
It's not like a linear story that you get from, Tolkien, who gives you, well, this is where the journey starts, this is where the journey ends.
You literally walk from point A to point B.
And then, that ring travels from here to there, and you get all these nice little details about the trees, and the birds, and the bees. Oh, maybe not the birds and the bees.
That's a hell of a thing to read, too.
With the birds and the bees?
Well, I tried.
I never read the book, The Birds and the Bees.
No, I'm talking about those details. Like, when I picked up...
It's a great story.
No, I know it's well loved. I'm just saying, like, for me, it was really unique. I'm not knocking Tolkien.
My point, though, is that this is, like you said, an untraditional story structure.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like, I've read someone comment that the original anime had its problems, and I'm thinking to myself, every story is what it is in its point in time. It's like I want to call it the I Ching, or I Ching, I'm not sure. But it's the idea, at least my understanding, I'm not an expert on this, but like the idea of drawing straws, like Chinese. Have you ever heard about that? Like the way they...
I understand what drawing is.
I wouldn't call it fortune telling, but it's like something along those lines.
Yeah.
And but they count luck into that equation. That's how I view entertainment. it's like or Jaws, for instance. That film was great because of everything that went into it and everything that happened that made the final product.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because you had some masterful thing, a masterful plan at the beginning and a masterful director that just everything went perfectly until the very end and you got a perfect story at the end of it.
Yeah.
The story you get, in animation or in television, film...
They're a product of multiple things.
It's a product of everything beyond just the creator.
No, of course.
And that's how I feel about every end product.
Maybe just like in the anime, like Faye will kind of pop in and out until she's on the ship. I thought we'd see her, but it's kind of weird that we didn't. I like their banter more, but I feel like the first one had this lively, whimsical feel that I feel like this one lacked.
The bar was set so low from the first one that I was able to enjoy this one more.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'd say it's probably what it is, and I was just able to sit back and say, okay, I can laugh and just have a good time instead of like trying to say, well,
taking
it seriously.
No, yeah. But other than that, I don't got too much else. We got I think there's 10 of these, and yeah, I think we said everything. That's it.
Yeah, good enough.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this reaction. Let us know what you think about the changes they made with Vicious, his back, how he is with Julia. If you like us and you want to support us, just like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification, leave a comment down below.